Okay, so we are off to a really strong start. All right, so we do have a question about the exam. Okay, so the exam, you have two options for taking the exam. Oops. And I'm going to send out a message this afternoon about this. Okay. Two options for taking the exam. You only have to do option 1 or option 2. Option 1 is in person. You come to CTEC and okay, we'll talk about that in a second. Okay, that I may need to research. Excuse me. Okay, so option 1 is you come to CTEC and you take the exam, 24 questions, open notes. If you're coming to CTEC to take the exam, you can bring toolkits and you can bring the practice exam. Okay, so don't forget that. If you get here and you forget it, there is a computer that you can log into and print those. So you don't want to have, don't just show up thinking, oh, it's in the notes, I don't have to worry about it. Actually study, review. When you come in, if there is anything in your toolkits or practice exam that you don't understand, then you and I can go over it one more time, and then you can take the exam. Now, during the school year, there is a bus that picks you up from your home school and takes you to CTEC and then takes you back to your home school. As far as I know, we only have one summer school class here, and that is sports medicine. So will you send me, Angela, will you send me an inbox message, and I will research that and I will find out about the bus that will take you from your home school and bring you here. So you can use the sports medicine bus if you don't have a ride here. Okay, option 2 is the online one. Okay, if you are taking the exam online, I believe, so 24 questions.
Different types of quadrilateral.
Oh, I don't know if you meant to unmute. Anyway, if you're taking the online, the in-person is about 24 questions. I believe the online is about 40. Okay, because it's more difficult for me to assess your knowledge in an online exam. If you're doing the online exam, I don't have it ready for you, but there is an example of how I want your notes to look. So I'm not super picky when you're showing your work for quizzes, but for the online exam, I am much more picky. Okay, you're going to divide your paper into boxes, and there is an example that you can see as far as showing your notes. Okay, if you're taking the online exam, you are going to show your work for every problem. Okay, or an explanation of work for every problem. If you don't, you're going to lose points on that. Okay, there's also a video. You will do both problems if you're doing the online exam. So for example, if your student ID ends in 7, the very last number is 7, you're going to do the 2 video problems that are number 7. So if you have any questions, if you're doing the online exam, I can explain that in more detail to you. So when is the in-person exam? The in-person exam will start here. If you need to take it early, let me know, or else come right after the review session. Some people during the school year, they do the review session, they come earlier, they do the review session in person, and then they take the exam. Okay, so let's say 10:30-ish for starting the exam. There will be some people that are taking this class and a class at their home school. That's a long day. Okay, but that's what they want to do. Like, for example, I know at least one person's taking PE. Then they will come over at 12:15-ish. So everyone has to be out by 2:00. Okay, so if you're coming more like noonish, if that's when your ride can get you here, everyone needs to be out by 2. Okay, so no more students in CTEC after 2. Any other questions, except that's a good reminder that I need to send you the bus schedule, and I'll find out about that. Do we have a review session today? Yes, so we do have a toolkit and we will be doing that today. Now, let's talk about one more thing. And can I, yes. Okay, let's talk about videos for the review sessions. So if you click on the review session announcement, and you scroll down, link to Zoom meeting, chart of factors. I'm not really using the chart of factors much, but okay, this is what you will see. Now you'll notice the ones that I have not uploaded into Studio and edited, you have to use a passcode to get in, and those are directly to Zoom. Okay, now if you look back down here, you will see the videos from the school year. Okay, now keep in mind that if you are interested in day 4, it's very close to the video for week 4, because a week in the semester is a day in summer school. So if you're trying to work ahead, then you can do that. Look at the semester video. Okay, notice summer week 1, day 4. That is from last year, but it's missing the passcode. It looks like I need to put the passcode, because I don't think I edited it. I think it's just straight raw video from Zoom. Okay, the other ones I edit, but the ones with the passcode are straight raw. It is what it is, video from Zoom. Okay, so any questions about that? Yeah, you have access to the videos. And I will put each day, I will put the video as soon as that is ready on Zoom. All right, let's get started. Week 4 toolkit. Oh, hold on one second. Okay. Excuse me. Okay, translation problems. People don't tend to have a question. So 1 and 2 are going to be on your own, unless, and some people just want to see me do them. Okay, so if you want to see it, then request 1 and 2 at the end. Let's talk about this one. Okay, so what do I do? Where do I start? Does anyone have an idea where I start? You're like, it's kind of hard to describe. Let's start with, there we go, good job. Okay, so I'm going to start with -5, and you are exactly right, and I'm going to write it this way. I'm going to take -5, and yeah, Zoomers, what do I do to -5? Let's have group participation. Type into the chat. Don't look at what's in the chat right now. Yeah, you could type direct message, ding, ding, ding. All right, keep it going, Zoomers. All right, there we go. You could do direct message or to everyone. So I'm going to use this rule, and I'm going to add 10. And then I'm going to use this rule and I'm going to add 4. So I'm going to have positive 5, comma 4. Now, oh, that is, you can't see me or hear me. Now, but the rest of you can hear me, right? And see me? You're seeing what I'm doing. Hold on. Okay. Okay, now let's look at this. Something is wrong. Something's missing. Something is not right. Can anyone see what the mistake is? Little itty bitty tiny little mistake. Itty bitty tiny little tiny ding ding ding. Good job. Okay, after I have translated it, it's not K anymore. It's K prime. Yeah? Does that make sense? You're like, oh, that was pretty tiny. So after the translation, we call it K prime. Good job. Okay. Reflection across still okay. Hold on. Okay, hopefully you can get in. Okay, reflect across the x-axis. Now, there are 2 ways we could do this. One, now we kind of talked about this on Monday. Going to highlight the x-axis. One method is called the stick method. Okay, so here's a stick. Now I'm going to rotate, I'm going to reflect the stick across the x-axis, and I'm going to put H prime here. Okay, so I'm going to swing the sticks across the axis. I is down 3, I prime is going to be up 3. G down 4. G prime is going to be up 4. And there we go. Let's do this in red. Okay, and notice the translation, G prime. So that is the stick method. Some people like the stick method. Okay, so there's another method. If we write down the coordinates for G, G is -5, -4. H is -4, -2. And I is -2, -3. Okay. I need to see how you do them, whether you're using the stick method. Okay. Now, there is also the equations. So if you are taking the exam at home, this formula page, I believe, is in day 1. If you are taking the exam here in person, this formula page, I will have them. I will hand this formula page to you when you take the exam in person. Okay, so let's talk about the other method of reflecting across the x-axis. According to the formula, x, y maps to x negative y. Okay, and there's 2 things you need to look. Did they change order? And did they change sign? Okay, did they change order? And did they change sign? Notice, so Zoomers, yes or no, did they change order? I have 1 vote. Okay, why changed? Thank you for all the votes. So did they change order? No. Did they change sign? And you just answered that. Yes. Why changed sign? Okay, so they did not change order. Look at this one. See how those changed order? But the one that's circled in yellow did not change order. Okay, this sheet should be at the bottom of day 1. Okay, do not change order, change the sign of Y. So then we're going to go back. So we are not changing the order, we're changing the sign of Y. G prime -5, comma 4. Do you see that I did not change order, but I changed the sign of Y? H prime -4, comma +2. I prime -2, comma +3. Some people like to do these visually, and some people would just rather use the formula. They don't want to do it visually. So let's check and see if that worked. G prime -5, 4. Yep. -5, 4. That was a check mark. H prime -4, 2. Correct. I prime -2, 3. Correct. I don't really want those checks there, but okay. So you can do it visually. You can use the stick method. Now, when you guys are showing your work, usually I see some people they just do the points. And some people do more the stick method. And one of you, I don't remember who it was, on the rotation, it was so great. They actually put like a piece of tissue paper and rotated it and took a picture to show your work. Love, love, love. Don't remember who that was, but okay. So there's the stick method and the formula method. So the formula is X, Y maps to X -Y. Keep the order, change the sign of the Y. Okay. Reflection across the y-axis. Let's highlight the y-axis and let's use the stick method. Okay, give it a try. This stick is going to reflect over there. Y prime. Okay, let's reflect X. This stick is going to reflect across the y-axis. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And here's X prime. I'll tell you, these transformations are a lot easier in person, but anyway. Okay, this one's harder. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. For Y prime, W prime. Okay, V prime is going to be a little easier. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so if you're here taking this test in person or online, show me how you're doing this. So here's a question. How do you know how many times to move to one side? Okay, should we talk about how I got, that looks horrible. Should I talk about how I got W? So let's talk about how many, okay, let's talk about W. So look at this stick. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So I'm going to reflect that across the y-axis. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I actually counted. Okay. I wasn't just doing that visually. Yeah. Okay, good. Now, if you were here in person, we would then fold our paper right there. And if you folded it, you could see, if you folded it on the y-axis, you could see that those would perfectly line up. Okay, so let's do the formula. Reflection across the y-axis, looking at that paper. XY maps to negative XY. So you would write all the coordinates. Yeah. So the order, does it change the order? No. Does it change the sign? It changes the sign of the X coordinate. We're not going to do all of them. We're just going to, I don't want to do X because I'm talking about X. Let's do W. W is -4, -4, +3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Okay. According to this formula, W prime, right? Do not change the order, change the sign of the X coordinate. Can Zoomers, will you please type in, according to the formula, what should the coordinates of, thank you, of W prime be? Yeah, keep going, Zoomers, type it in. I'll wait a second. Awesome. All right, thank you. So we're going to change the sign of the X, keep the sign of the Y, and don't change the order. So using the stick method and the formula. This was the one, someone did this and they actually put, sorry. Okay, someone did this and when they, I was like so in love with this. They had it on the screen. I think they used like a little piece of tissue or toilet paper. They traced it and they actually rotated it 180 degrees. And that's how they showed their work. It was so cool. I'm going to have to go find that again. Okay. So now rotation about 180 degrees about the origin. Okay, so notice this is like a little airplane. Yeah, 180 degrees. Notice it doesn't say clockwise or counterclockwise.
Okay.
Because 180 degrees just goes all the way. So it's like this little airplane. Yeah. Doot, 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 doot. Okay, so it's just going doot, doot. We're going to go this way. So take your hand 180 degrees. Now, what we're going to do is we're actually going to use the formula. So STU, we have S, T, and U. When I just do it visually, I tend to make mistakes. So S is, what is the coordinate for S? 20 or 02? Thank you, 20. Amazing how many people get that wrong. And then T is 14. And then U is 41. Okay, so I'm going to look at the formula sheet. Rotation 180 degrees, counterclockwise or clockwise. I'll do it right here. Okay, here we go. X, Y maps to 180 degrees, negative X, negative Y. Okay, that means the coordinates of S prime. Zoomers, can you type it in, please? Negative X, negative Y. You meant 0, right? I don't think you meant 10. All right, awesome. -2. Oh, that's a 0. Yeah, not a 10. Negative X, -2, 0. Change the sign. Do not change the order. Okay, Zoomers, what is T prime? All right, -1, -4. Gonna erase the formula, need a little space. U prime is, did you really mean that 9? No, I know you didn't mean that 9. All right, change the sign. Do not change the order. So S prime, -20, T prime, -1, -4. So this is S prime, T prime, and U prime, -4, -1. Okay, and that's what that makes sense. It kind of looks like the airplane was taking off and then, oh no, it flipped and crashed. It rotated and crashed. Okay, using the formula X, Y maps to negative X, negative Y. Okay, if this is not making sense, stick around at the end. We can talk about this some more. Okay, rotation 90 degrees clockwise. Rotation 90 degrees clockwise. Yeah, 90 degrees clockwise. So let's take a look at this. Does the order change? Yes. Yeah. And okay, the X is going to move into the second position and change sign. Okay, the old X ends up changing sign. Yes. So we're going to change order and sign. So we're going to have y negative x. So xy maps to y negative x. So 90 degrees clockwise. So it's going to be, here's my guess. I'm going to make a little guess here. I'm not really good at guessing these. How does that look? Now we'll see how it comes out. Okay, 90 degrees clockwise. Now some people like to do the stick method. Yeah, but then you would have to rotate that. So if you want to see the stick method, we can talk about it. Let's just do the formula. So D is 3, 3. E is 4, 4. And F is 5, 3. Okay, because it's the only one with different numbers, let's do F first to make sure we're understanding the formula. Okay, Zoomers, what is F prime going to be? Oh, you're fast. All right, keep going. Good job, Zoomers. I'm waiting. Oh, you even typed in F prime. Nice. Okay. I'm getting a lot of good answers. So we're going to change the sign. Sorry, we're going to change the order. And what used to, the old X changes the sign. Yeah, so let's do that. So we're going to have, looks like my battery might be dying. Okay, so we're going to have 3, negative 5. Oh, I was correct on that one. I'm not really that good at visualizing it. I just like formulas. Okay, so what about D prime? Yeah, what is that going to be? Correct. Anyone else, Zoomers? All right. 3, negative 3. 3, negative 3. D prime. Okay, E prime. Four, negative 4. Yeah, thank you. 4, negative 4. There we go. Okay, rotation. And you can kind of see, like if you put your arm up, like pointing the way the triangle's pointing, and rotate it 90 degrees clockwise. Little typo there. It's an E. E's pointing up, rotate your arm, E's pointing to the right. Okay. So 8 and 9, you are going to do on your own. Okay, unless you want to stick around and request them. You're not skipping them. You're doing them on your own. Okay, so we're rotating a point and not a polygon or a triangle. Let's talk about this one. Reflect across the line y equals x. Now, some of you will be in advanced algebra or algebra 2, like in 6 weeks. Okay. And in algebra 2, advanced algebra, there's something called an inverse. Okay. And when you graph, this is, what is the name of that shape? It's a U in common language. Ding, ding, ding. Anyone else, Zoomers? Ding, ding, ding. Okay, awesome. Good job. This is a parabola. Okay, something you're going to need to know in algebra, in advanced algebra. So we're going to find the inverse graphically. Okay, so if we were in person, I would fold, this is what we would do. We would take our pencil and we would get a lot of lead. It's not really lead anymore, but we would draw that in and then we would fold it across the line y equals x. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. Here is, you could do that if you want, but we're not together. So here is the formula according to the formula page. Okay, reflection across the line y equals x. What was x became y. What was y became x. I would love to talk about the whole concept of an inverse because you guys are very soon going to be in advanced algebra, but it's basically switching the x and the y. Okay, so hold up your right hand. Do you solemnly swear when you get to advanced algebra, you will remember that we talked about inverse? Say, I do. Okay, trusting that you all just did that. Okay, so you switch the order. So do we switch the order? Yes. Do we switch any signs? Yeah, Zoomers, do we switch any signs for the reflection across the line y equals x? Nope. Yeah, no switching the signs. Okay, so the most important point on a parabola is this point right here. By any chance, does anyone know what we call that point in a parabola? And since you haven't taken advantage, oh, ding, ding, ding. You guys remember it from Algebra 1. Awesome. This is the vertex. Kind of like the handle of a parabola. Okay. And once you move the vertex, you can visualize where everything else is. So we're remembering, not for me, but for next year, that this is the inverse. Okay. When you reflect it across the line, y equals x. Here is the formula. XY maps to YX. Okay. So we're going to grab the handle of the parabola, which is the vertex. So we're going to call that V. Okay, what are the coordinates of V? Is that 0, 3 or 3, 0? All right, so that's 0, 3. So V prime, according to our formula, is going to be, all right, 3, 0. So that's going to be V prime. Now, if you look, you can't see me, but my arms are up in the shape of a parabola. The original parabola is hugging the y-axis. The new parabola, what is the new parabola going to hug? Is it just going to float in space or is it going to hug anything? The new parabola will hug what? Ah, ding, ding, ding. The new parabola will hug the x-axis. So we're accurately plotting the vertex, and then we're just going to graph it like this. Okay. And in today's quiz, one of your quizzes for today, you're going to have to do this. Yeah. So grab it. It was hugging the y-axis, and now it's going to hug the x-axis. Okay. So that's it for number 10. And that is it for today. Unless you have any requests, any questions from anything we skipped, or anything that showed up in a Canvas quiz that you were confused on, or is there anything on the practice exam that is confusing? Okay, hopefully not. Everything should be on the toolkits. And yeah, so just a reminder, test is scheduled for tomorrow. And I will do that, absolutely. If you are going to do the online version, you have to send me an inbox message requesting the online version, and I add you to that class. If you are coming in and you're going to take the in-person version, 24 questions. Online, 40-ish, plus a video explaining 2 problems. Now, if you wanted to see, I could add you to the online version. And if you looked at it and you were like, oh, nope, can I just come in? Yes, you can come in. So for the exam, if you're coming in, open notes, bring your toolkits and practice exam. Okay, come tomorrow, let's say 10:30. Okay, unless you want to come at 9:30, do the review session in person. So what you're going to do tomorrow is if you want to join, if you want to still do the review session on Zoom, so you're just going to, as soon as you're done with the review session, which should be about 10:15, you're just going to come over. Okay, we are going to do number 7. No, I don't think 7, because we did 7. We're going to do, Natalia, what number do you want to see? Or 7 on the practice exam. What was that? Oh, you just want to see number 7? There it is. If you just need to see it. Okay. Yeah, sometimes I move too fast. Okay, gang, any questions? All right, I will either see you tomorrow, or you're going to message me and ask for access to the online exam. So just keep in mind, okay, if you were in college and your professor said, hey, do you want to do an online an at-home take-home exam or an in-person? Your answer is in-person. I don't want to spend my whole weekend doing a take-home exam. Okay, so coming to see me at CTEC, there is an announcement that explains, and it shows the picture. You're going to enter. There's only one door that is unlocked, and that is the front. It's the front beautiful entrance. It kind of faces the corner of Berkshire and Old River. Okay, so you go in the main entrance and you say, hey, I'm here for Kern Learn Math. And the gal at the front desk is going to say, oh, turn right, go down the hallway, and then kind of make a quick right. So you're going to head towards the credit union. When you get to the credit union, you're going to make a quick right, and you're going to see me. There is also an announcement. Unless it got buried. Okay, it looks like it got buried. Oh, okay. I need to republish that announcement. There's an announcement about coming to see me at CTEC. Okay, I will republish it and then I'll move it to the front. Yes, come see me tomorrow to take the exam. Bring your notes, bring your toolkits, bring your practice exam, and you can use that on the exam. Yeah, are we good? Okay, gang. Thanks for coming. Oh, okay.